Welcome back to this bonus little episode. This bonus episode is there to achieve two goals. The first goal is just to do one last little quest in the forest biome, which is this cultivation specialist just here. And the second one is to send Tango up into space onto my breeding farm, where I will give you a quick tutorial on how to breed the mowers, and then I shall send down a top mower for the rest of the series. Let's take the cultivation specialist quest.
They're building a new station up here and need raw materials ASAP. You able to oblige?
So before we go, we need 150 sulfur, 50 beeswax, 100 glass, 50 aluminium, and then we need 30 fruit and 30 vegetables. Quickly showing you the exotic meteor shower. Okay, so we've got our 35 pumpkins, which will probably be 33 by the time we get there, and 33 watermelons. Then we've got our 50 beeswax, which the lovely Morg sorted for us, as I had no points at the time, but I shall show you the beehive and products in a later episode. We've got our 50 aluminium, which does need to be ingots. We've got our 150 sulfur, and then our 100 glass. We need to travel all the way up here to O10. If you remember, just here is where we built the cabin. I shall now head up and meet you there. So here we are at the cultivation specialist. And we need to give her all the items.
Hey there. I need some help. Thank you so much.
And now we must leave the area. You don't have to go far, just a few yards out. There we go. That's just completed that part. And now we just sell the crops to her.
Need something? Best.
Good work down there. I'd say you're done.
See you around.
So with this cultivation specialist here, we can just go around and either grow our own crops or harvest them from the area and then sell them to her.
Back again? Pleasure trading with you.
You don't get the greatest amount of wren, but we have got quite a few seeds there, so that's a bit of bonus. I shall now head back home. So we have gotten home. I've put everything away. Now we're going to cool down a pod. So on the outside. We go into the pod, go down to the bottom section where it says nearby mounts, click on Tango, make sure it's highlighted, and deliver to the station.
Oh yes, departing.
And we'll see you on the breeding farm. So here we are on my breeding farm. I am currently on my breeding character. Come through and come down here. I've got numerous amounts of pens, which I am currently breeding different animals. This gentleman here, Rora Moa Zoro, will be Tango's breeding partner. So let's go cool her down. One of the first things I'm going to do is show you something that's very helpful when it comes to breeding. Is if you go down to the creature equipment at the workshop, you've got these 3 saddles here. Very first saddle, which is only a research cost of 150 Ren and a crafting cost of 100, is the quick tamer saddle. It just helps the babies grow a little bit quicker. So let's craft one of them. Here we go. We click on Tango. Make sure it's all highlighted. Just request her down. Then we'll grab the saddle. Right, I have this little bug and I physically can't move at the moment. So push the escape button. Click on unstuck whilst on top of your mount. Jump off your mount, jump back on, and then you can move it. So we're going to start the breeding process and then I will get into the stats and that, as the breeding process can take a little while to do. So you need to go over to your ranching station. And then we just type in Moa. You see here we've got 2 recipes. They're both fertility serums, but they just use different materials. So in both of them they use 10 bits of fruit. It can be any fruit as long as it's classed as fruit. And then you can either have the condensed enzymes or 5 exotics. And we are going to use the condensed enzymes. Craft that. And you're going to put the fertility serum onto your bar. And you are going to inject the male with it. As you can see, he now has this fertilize buff, which will last 14 minutes. And he will basically, in a minute, have a little bit of fun with dear old Tango here. Should we give him a bit of privacy? There you go. It says there in the bottom corner, Tango is now gestating. We go over. We click on Tango. You'll see here she's gestating, so she will now do. She now has a 200% water consumption and 200% food consumption, a minus 25% movement speed. And then if we go back to the male, see here that he's now resting. And he'll have a plus 50% on the food and water consumption and minus 10% movement speed, and that'll last 9 minutes. If you look there, you've got the gestation. She's currently at 3%. Right, so let's have a look at some of these stats. We have this bar here, and there are 7 in total. So you've got Vigor, which affects the maximum health of the creature. The Fitness, which increases the maximum stamina. Physique, which increases melee damage and carry capacity. Reflex, which increases movement speed. Toughness, which is physical resistance, so when they get attacked. Adaption, which is cold and heat resistance. And Instinct, which mainly is for the mount cargo, gives you extra slots. But when you look at the farm animals and that, it does increase the time between milk, eggs and wool and all that sort of stuff. Again, we'll look more into that once we get the farm animals on our base. The main idea is to get these as high as possible. Now, there's 70 in total, So there's 10 for each of them. And the maximum amount you can have is 60. So you're always going to have one bar that you kind of want to leave blank. I've always found that leaving figure on the 0 is just generally the best option. Everything else is kind of important. I will show you an example with Momoa Zoro. See here, he is maxed out on everything except for vigor. You may also notice he is a different colour, also known as a phenotype. There are 7 different phenotypes, as well as the original colour that Tango is. So when mating the animals, the way the stat, phenotype and trait is determined is each one has a 40% chance to use the mothers, 40% chance to use the fathers, and 20% chance to be completely random. If we go into the talent tree, go into adventure, you've got this whole newly added section here, genetics. I've put a lot of points in here. So you've got the rapid breeder here, which decreases how long your animal was pregnant for. And then down here, it gives you a 30% chance to give birth to twins. If that procs, both animals will be exactly the same. There are a few more decent talents, but you can check them out yourselves. I'm going to be back with you when she is close to giving birth. So she's at 99% at the moment. She's ready to give birth any second now. And there we go. There is our baby born. So now we're just in the taming process, which I have shown you on earlier episodes. The mother, Tango, has a 9-minute resting debuff. So we'll keep an eye on the baby and I will show you the stats it's got when it's grown up. Whilst we're here, I just want to show you these baby gribblers. Isn't they so cute? As you can see here with these slinkers, I've actually managed to max out the male, but not quite there with the female at the moment. So I'm waiting for a max female to be born. Hopefully this turn round. There we go. Tango's baby is fully grown. If we hold the interact button, we can then look at her stats. There has been a massive improvement. Zoro's stats have definitely helped boost hers. Claim her and we'll call her Tango the Second. And I will keep breeding the Tango line until we've got a maxed out mower. Show you when that happens. And there we go. After our 7th line, we have our maxed out mower, and we even have the nice phenotype breeding as well. Let's send him up.
Preparing to reset. OES departing.
That is it for this bonus episode. If you have any questions or would like more details, then please use the comments. If you have enjoyed this episode or found anything useful, please like, share and subscribe. I will catch you next time. Thanks and bye.